Hello, welcome to Oxford Heirlooms. Today we're going to begin to create the little bonnet that coordinates with our Laura Day gown. Okay, just a little heads up. I do have an embroidery design, hand embroidery design that I'm going to be using on the top sides of the bonnet. And if you want to use my embroidery design, send me an email to oxfordheirlooms@gmail.com and I will mail you this PDF that you can open up and print and use. Okay, so I've got my teacup top and side pieces. I've actually cut out two of these rectangles just for reference. They are 12 inches long and 3.5 inches wide. 12 inches by 3.5 inches, and I've got two of them. I'm going to use one for the top and sides, and the other one I will cut in half and use for the back of the garment. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and take my pins out of my pattern piece. Set my pattern piece aside because I won't need it anymore. And I'm going to set one of these rectangles aside because I won't be sewing the back for a while. Okay, so now if you'll notice on my drawing, I've got a blue mark marking down the center of the bonnet. So what I want to do is I want to fold my bonnet in half lengthwise, and then I'm going to finger press a little crease at this end, and with my friction erasable pen, I'm going to make a little mark at that crease line. Try another pen. Must be running out of ink. There we go. Okay, and at the other end, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to fold it in half, mark a little crease, and then mark it with my friction erasable pen. Okay, so I've got a little mark halfway between each side. Now, this line doesn't extend all the way from the side to side of the garment. So what I need to do is I need to locate the center of the garment. So I'm going to fold this garment in half again. Fold it in half lengthwise. Then I'm going to fold it in half again. And then I'm going to finger fold right where these four corners come together. And when I open it up, I can put a little dot right in the center of the bonnet. Right in the center of the bonnet. Okay? Now, what I'm going to want to do in this particular case is I need to go get a straight edge ruler. Hang on for a minute. Okay, sorry about that. Thought I had all my materials with me. Okay, so I'm going to line up my three middle marks going down the center of this garment, and at the, just kind of lightly, I'm going to draw a line down the center of the bonnet. Well, I can barely see that, but I can see it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring my center dot to the center line, that center dot that I put in the fabric, and I'm going to line up my center lines with the line that I drew. Move my dot over a little bit so I'm right in the center, and using my friction erasable pen, I'm going to begin to trace this embroidery design. Now, this embroidery design is really pretty easy. It's got French knots, lazy daisy leaves, and running stitches. Okay, so this will take me a minute to transfer all these marks. But you can see the Swiss batiste is so thin, you can see the embroidery design right through this. Okay, as you can see, I have transferred my markings and it is centered on the garment. So I can move my embroidery design template and put it out of the way. Now I'm going to be using, I have a little 3.5 inch, well it's actually 3 inch, a little tiny embroidery hoop that's small enough to fit on these small pattern pieces, and I will move it from place to place along as I do my hand embroidery. Now I'm going to be using one strand of number 818 DMC pink embroidery floss to do a tone-on-tone embroidery. And that'll take me about a day to get that embroidery done. Okay, now down below in the video description, I'm going to put a link to these friction erasable pens because I bought mine at a specialty fabric store. It was a specialty quilt store, actually. And I don't know where they're available, but I know you can order them from Amazon. I'm also going to put a link to a tiny little springform embroidery hoop because these are really hard to come by, and I know I bought mine. It came in a small set of 3 different sizes, but to get the smallest size is hard to come by. And once again, I'm going to put the slide at the end of the video. If you want to use my hand embroidery design, just send me an email to oxfordheirlooms@gmail.com and say, I'd like to have the embroidery design for project number 5, and I'll send you a PDF that you can open up and print. But that's what I'll be doing for the next day or so. I will be embroidering. Thank you.